Here's an Audi TT turbo upgrade that I did. Now you can actually go a lot bigger than this one, but this is just what the guy wanted. So I'll go ahead and mention the upgrade options. So he did a 42.8 millimeter compressor wheel inducer, but you can go as big as 51. I machined the factory Ko4 turbine housing from the Ko4 42 millimeter turbine size to fit the 44.4 by 50 millimeter Ko4 turbine wheel. I had to make a custom plate to be able to mount the turbine housing on the machine, which I made a video on making that plate in my last video. If you've been following the channel, you know there's a lot of them that I've done that are usually the 50 millimeter and the 51 millimeter. You can also go to the 44.4 by 50 millimeter turbine. In this case, we did that, but we didn't do the 9 blade. All my job was to do for this was to machine the compressor housing and exhaust housing for the cartridge that he sent. So the cartridge had a 44.4 by 50 12 blade Ko4 turbine with the closed plate. This turbo is a Ko4 to begin with, so keep in mind that there is different variations of the Ko4. There's a Ko4 turbine wheel that's 42 millimeter. That's what this turbo originally came with. So then we machined the turbine housing out to the larger Ko4 turbine wheel, which is 44.4 by 50, but there's also 3 variations of that turbine, 2 of which aren't interchangeable. One has a taller tip plate, and one is a closed plate design, and one's open. So the one with the open has the taller tip plate, which can use the closed plate 9 blade turbine, but isn't supposed to use the closed plate 12 blade turbine. And then for the compressor wheel, I don't really know the size offhand of the Ko4 compressor wheel that's smaller. It looked like it was probably like 41 millimeter. Now the compressor wheel I use in this went up to 42.8. It's not that big of a difference, but it is a little bit of a difference. Now if you sleeve the compressor housing, you can use bigger compressor wheels. You probably wouldn't have to sleeve it until you go to about 46 millimeter. I never measured it out, but that's exactly what it was with the last set of RS6 turbo upgrades that I did. The reason why it had to be sleeved was because where the groove is cut for the O-ring, it would make it too thin and it would cut the inlet off. The most common part of a turbo rebuild is often overlooked. That is often overlooked is the rebuild kit used in these turbos. If you've had a Ko4 or Ko3 and you've turned up the boost to 20 pounds, that turbo is now starting to go bad. And most people don't realize it, but the thrust bearing in the factory Ko3, Ko4 turbos will not hold up to higher boost levels. It's designed for stock boost. If you boost it up to 20 pounds, the thrust bearing starts to give out, and the rotating assembly then moves back and forth or in and out play, and then the seals wear out from that in and out shaft play. There is a fix for that. We have an upgrade rebuild kit for that. It's a full 360-degree bearing with 3 oil ports. So if you are planning to do an upgrade, make sure you use our rebuild kit to fix that problem so you don't have to ever worry about it. We have people running as much as 26 pounds of boost on that rebuild kit without any problems. And I had one guy make 366 horsepower on it. That's all for this video. Hopefully you learned something. If not, you should unsubscribe.